Imagine going an entire week without a single bite of food. No breakfast warming your hands, no quick lunch to push you through the afternoon, no comforting dinner waiting at night, just water. And whatever strength you can summon. It sounds extreme, almost impossible. Yet thousands of people willingly attempt it, claiming it reshapes not only their body, but their clarity, mood, and sense of control. But what truly happens when you push your body far past the hunger you're used to? What unfolds deep inside your cells when days pass without a meal? Science has answers that are far more shocking than most people expect. And before we go deeper, hit subscribe, because what happens next in this journey will completely change how you think about fasting. In the very first hours, your body quietly starts consuming the glucose stored in your liver. This is your emergency fuel, the backup battery you rarely think about. But once this reserve drains, something dramatic begins. Your system switches gears, pulling energy from fat stores and sending signals to your brain it rarely has to activate in your body. As you approach the 24-hour mark, hunger intensifies. You might feel lightheaded, sluggish, or strangely uplifted. That odd mix isn't weakness. It's your biology recalibrating. Your inner programming is shifting fuel sources, and a hidden internal process is preparing to take over. During this first full day without food, your body experiences a quiet revolution. Your digestive system slows, insulin levels fall, and your liver releases glycogen to steady your blood sugar. At the same time, survival hormones begin sending out new instructions. Preserve muscle, burn fat, and stay alert. Here's the part most people don't realize. Even without food, your brain doesn't shut down. It becomes more active. Your nervous system increases production of norepinephrine, the neurotransmitter linked to focus, reaction time, and alertness. That's why some people say they think more clearly during a fast. It's not their imagination, it's raw chemistry. But this early phase isn't without discomfort. Your stress response rises a little, your mood may feel unstable, and hydration suddenly becomes a non-negotiable. Skip water for too long and the crash can hit brutally fast. Yet if you keep going, your body begins unlocking an ancient survival sequence wired into you long before modern diets existed. By the end of day 1, you've passed the first evolutionary threshold, a point your ancestors depended on when food was unpredictable. And this is only the entry point. Because day 2 brings one of the strangest shifts of all. Instead of becoming hungrier, most people actually feel calmer. Your mind sharpens, your cravings quiet down, and a steady focus starts to appear. This isn't willpower, it's your brain switching to a new fuel. Your liver begins producing ketone bodies, molecules capable of feeding your neurons directly. They slip through the blood-brain barrier and power your thoughts with surprising efficiency. This is the same biological state ancient humans relied on when food was scarce. Ketones kept them alert enough to track prey, stay aware, and survive days without eating. But that shift also comes with an emotional twist. Some fasters report a feeling of mental clarity or even a peaceful, almost meditative calm. Scientists believe this comes from subtle changes in dopamine and serotonin, your brain's reward and mood systems responding to endurance. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, your muscles protect their protein, your metabolism adjusts, and your body prepares for something even more intense. You've officially crossed into the deeper stages of fasting, and now your cells are preparing to launch one of the most extraordinary processes known to biology. Around the 48-hour point, your body activates something that looks almost like a built-in repair protocol. Autophagy. This is the moment your cells begin breaking down and recycling worn-out, defective, or unnecessary components. Imagine tiny maintenance crews moving through your body, clearing debris, dissolving damaged proteins, and repurposing old cellular fragments into fresh fuel. It's your body's natural detox system, no supplements, powders, or cleanses needed. In 2016, Japanese scientist Yoshinori Osumi earned the Nobel Prize for uncovering the mechanics of this process. Autophagy literally translates to self-eating, but this version of self-eating saves you, not harms you. Your system starts targeting faulty mitochondria, toxic protein clusters, and cellular junk that slows you down, and it burns them for survival. This is one of the reasons fasting has been linked in scientific literature to longer lifespan, reduced inflammation, and lower risk of conditions like Alzheimer's, diabetes, and even certain cancers. You're rebooting your internal hardware, one cell at a time, but even this powerful state comes with a warning. Stay here too long, and the body may shift from recycling waste to recycling muscle. Balance determines everything. By the time you reach day 3, your metabolism undergoes a dramatic pivot. Your body recognizes the absence of food as a serious environmental change, and it begins adjusting to conserve energy while maximizing efficiency. Heart rate dips slightly, core temperature may drop. Your entire system becomes startlingly economical. Fat is now your primary fuel. The liver works overtime, generating ketones at full speed to feed your brain and preserve your organs. Your digestive system rests deeply, like machinery powered down so critical systems can be repaired. Some research suggests that during this period, your body becomes more resilient to stress and inflammation. White blood cells begin regenerating. Immune function may actually sharpen instead of weaken. Your body, in a subtle but profound way, is learning how to heal itself from within. Still, fasting this long isn't ideal for everyone. Without proper hydration, electrolytes, or awareness, the stress on your system can become overwhelming. But the transformation, both physical and mental, is only intensifying. By day 3, something astonishing unfolds. Your body begins reinventing itself from deep inside. Energy that once went toward digestion is now redirected toward tissue repair, inflammation control, and cellular regeneration. The fog and fatigue of the early days start to lift, replaced by a strange clarity and alertness that many people describe as almost meditative. Insulin levels drop even lower now, unlocking faster fat breakdown. Ketones continue rising, and your brain begins relying on them almost entirely. This metabolic shift doesn't just sharpen focus, it shields neurons from oxidative stress. Scientists believe this was one of the evolutionary tools that kept early humans alive during long periods without food. Fasting made them more precise, not weaker. But day 3 isn't purely smooth. Some experience dizziness, light headaches, or restless sleep. This is your body recalibrating neurotransmitters, mineral levels, and hormonal balances. Hydration and electrolytes are critical here. Without them, even determination can crumble. By the end of this day, your entire system is running with remarkable efficiency. Your body isn't panicking about food anymore. It's optimizing itself for survival. What felt like deprivation earlier now feels like evolution happening in real time. Then comes day 4. Many people expect collapse, but instead, a surprising surge of energy appears. It seems to rise from nowhere, but the secret lies in ketones, the emergency fuel your liver produces from stored fat. And with them comes a surprising mental clarity that defies expectations. Ketones deliver a far steadier stream of energy than glucose, which means that instead of spikes, crashes, and constant cravings, you experience a calm, sustained alertness that feels almost unnatural. Inside your cells, the mitochondria, those microscopic engines, begin operating with greater precision, burning fat more efficiently than ever before. This metabolic transition is what many modern biohackers describe as metabolic freedom. Your body stops depending on a steady supply of meals to function. It learns to generate power directly from your stored reserves. For many people, this realization is nothing short of liberating, but the sudden surge in energy can also be deceptive. Without proper minerals, the system becomes vulnerable. Electrolyte imbalances especially drops in sodium, magnesium, and potassium, can trigger fatigue, headaches, or even strange heart sensations. That's why hydration and mineral support aren't optional during fasting. They are the hidden pillars keeping everything stable. So on day 4, your body becomes a kind of biological alchemist, transforming stored fat into fuel, clarity, and endurance. You're burning away not just excess tissue, but everything unnecessary for survival. It's the closest thing to biological minimalism the human body can achieve. Now comes one of the most fascinating parts of extended fasting, the shift in mental focus. As glucose levels continue falling and ketones take center stage, your brain's chemistry begins to change. Research shows that fasting increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that strengthens neural pathways and promotes the growth of new neurons. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain. People often describe this phase as entering a mental flow. Thoughts come more easily, distractions seem to fade, tasks feel clearer and more manageable. This isn't imagination, it's evolution. Early humans needed razor-sharp thinking to hunt and survive when hungry. Your fasting brain is returning to that primal efficiency, working harder, faster, and with surprising accuracy. There's also a powerful psychological effect at play. With your digestive system quiet and your energy balanced, your awareness deepens. Some people say they begin noticing their own thoughts more clearly, their emotions more honestly, their environment more sharply. This is why monks, mystics, and ancient cultures used fasting as a pathway to heightened consciousness. So hungry. But this stage tests willpower as much as biology. Plus food. Your instincts may still whisper, or shout, for food. Holding calm through this noise is where you begin discovering the true strength of your mind. Of course, every deep transformation carries a shadow. 7-day fasting pushes the body to its limits, and not respecting those limits can lead to serious consequences. When nutrient stores fall too low, the body may begin breaking down muscle for protein, especially if minerals and hydration aren't maintained. This process can weaken the heart and affect organ function. Electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, are essential for electrical signaling between the heart and brain. If those levels slip, confusion, dizziness, and irregular heartbeat can follow. This is why medical guidance is strongly recommended for fasts longer than 72 hours. Even highly disciplined individuals can experience sudden symptoms if the balance isn't protected. There's another hidden danger, refeeding syndrome. After a long fast, eating too much too quickly can disrupt fluid and mineral levels so severely that it becomes life-threatening. That's why ending a fast properly is just as vital as managing it carefully. So yes, fasting can transform you, but it is not a challenge to approach casually. The line between renewal and risk is thin, and respecting that line is what turns fasting into a powerful tool rather than a dangerous gamble. Now you've reached day 7, the summit of the fast. At this stage, your body is a masterpiece of adaptation. Fat burning is at its highest efficiency. Inflammation markers reach some of their lowest levels. Autophagy continues quietly, clearing every cell with remarkable precision. You're standing in a biological state few people ever experience. But beyond the science, something deeper happens. Many fasters describe day 7 as an emotional reset. A moment where cravings quiet, stress fades, and a sense of peace settles in. It feels like the body isn't just surviving, it's remembering something ancient. Your mind becomes lighter. Your sense is sharper and your awareness far more vivid. It feels as if the body and mind, after days of tension and adjustment, have finally found a shared rhythm, a deep and quiet alignment. Inside your body, stem cells begin regenerating, repairing worn-out tissues, and strengthening your immune defenses. White blood cell production increases, and your gut prepares itself for a new beginning. At this stage, you're not simply fasting. You're renewing yourself from the inside out. But this is also the boundary line. Beyond 7 days, the risks start outweighing the rewards unless a medical professional is guiding every step. You've climbed the biological mountain, witnessed what your body is capable of, and now the descent becomes just as important as the ascent. The next phase requires precision, patience, and respect, because ending a fast can be just as dangerous as beginning one. After going without food for an entire week, that moment when you finally eat feels almost sacred. But here's the twist few people expect. This is actually the most fragile stage of the entire journey. Your digestive system has been resting for 7 days. Enzymes are depleted, stomach acid is lower, and your gut lining is unusually sensitive. That first bite, if too heavy or too complex, can shock the entire system. This reaction has a name, refeeding syndrome, and it's one of the most serious risks long-term fasters face. When food suddenly rushes back into the body, insulin spikes sharply. Electrolytes shift rapidly into the cells, draining potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus from the bloodstream. These minerals are essential for keeping your heart beating and your muscles functioning. A sudden imbalance can lead to weakness, confusion, irregular heartbeat, or worse. This is why breaking a fast requires discipline. Small portions, simple foods, gentle liquids. Think of it as teaching your body how to eat again, step by careful step. As digestion slowly reawakens, it behaves like an engine that has been dormant for too long. The gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that influence immunity, metabolism, and even mood, begins to come back online. How you refeed shapes your health for weeks afterward. It affects inflammation, energy levels, and even emotional stability. Refeeding isn't the end of fasting, it is the beginning of rebuilding. In many ways, the end of a fast is not the close of a chapter, it's the rebirth phase. The point where your body takes everything it learned from deprivation and turns it into long-lasting renewal. Modern research has transformed fasting from ancient ritual into cutting-edge science. Studies from Harvard, Stanford, and the University of Southern California show that prolonged fasting triggers powerful cellular regeneration, reduces oxidative stress, and boosts longevity-related markers. This isn't folklore. It's biology operating at its most primal, most efficient state. One of the most fascinating discoveries is that fasting activates genes linked to longevity. The same ones triggered by calorie restriction, which is known to extend lifespan in animals. Research also shows that periodic fasting can reduce the risk of metabolic diseases, improve insulin sensitivity, and even help regenerate parts of the immune system after treatments like chemotherapy. In short, fasting awakens a survival program coded deep within your DNA. But there is an important truth woven into all of this. Fasting is not for everyone. People with chronic health conditions, eating disorders, or hormonal imbalances should never attempt extended fasting without medical oversight. What serves as powerful medicine for one person can become harmful for another. Balance, understanding, and preparation matter just as much as discipline. Fasting isn't just skipping meals. It's reconnecting with a biological rhythm modern life has smothered. It's remembering that your body is built for cycles of feast and famine, rest and rebuilding. It's a reminder that beneath convenience and routine, your biology still remembers how to survive, heal, and renew itself. If you found this journey fascinating, you'll want to see what happens when you fast for just 24 hours. The results might surprise you in ways you never expected. So after all the science, all the struggle, all the transformation, the question remains, was it worth it? The truth is, a 7-day fast is not simply about weight loss or detoxing, Samban, it's about discovery. It's about diving into the deepest layers of what your body and mind are capable of enduring. You learn how adaptable, intelligent, and resilient your biology truly is. Fasting of this scale isn't starvation, it's controlled renewal. Many people who complete a week-long fast describe a profound shift, not just physically but mentally. Food becomes more meaningful. Gratitude deepens. The noise of constant consumption fades away, replaced by an appreciation for simplicity. It's as if the body in silence teaches the mind a lesson we often forget. We need far less than we think to feel strong, steady, and alive. But fasting this long shouldn't be romanticized. It requires preparation, discipline, and awareness. Without those, the risks can outweigh the rewards. The goal isn't to push your body to extremes, zombies. It's to listen to it more closely than most people ever do. That's where the real power of fasting lies. And as your body returns to normal eating, remember this: you just witnessed the miracle of human adaptation. A full week without food didn't break you. It revealed the strength you've always carried. If this deep dive opened your eyes, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because the next video might just change the way you understand your own biology forever.